Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, totally looked like Shia LaBeouf and Jeremy Fragrance. Nailed it. Yes. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my top 10 fall fragrances for 2021 Designer Edition. Yeah, it's still kind of hot, but we're at the tail end of August, heading into September. It's kind of close to fall or autumn, depending on where you live. We got a lot of fragrances to talk about. Let's just jump into it right now. I've got 3 honorable mentions today. Yeah, that's a lot. So we're gonna go through these quick. The honorable mentions anyway. First up, Kenzo Jungle. Yes, love this fragrance. Bottle, tacky, and awesome at the same time. Cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, and wood, some of the notes in this fragrance. It reminds me a lot of fragrances from the 90s and maybe the early 2000s also. So it has this sort of a throwback feel to it with this woody spiciness, very masculine, and frankly, a great pickup for the price. And so is this next one, Wanted by Night by Azzaro. Cinnamon, mandarin, tobacco, incense, vanilla, some of the notes in this fragrance. Another one that is warm and spicy and sweet. Surprisingly, very unique. A lot of people might not think of Azzaro as the first house for having unique fragrances, but this one is. It's also a big compliment puller and has good performance also. And then last up for the honorable mentions, Philip Plein, No Limits. If you do not know about Philip Plein, No Limits, after this video, go and search No Limits advertisement, commercial, whatever, Philip Plein. And you will be greeted with the best cinematic masterpiece of a fragrance commercial you have ever seen. The fragrance, it's got leather, it has woods, it's got dark chocolate. This one has a darkness to it, but at the same time, a sweetness, an effervescence. It has some similarities here and there to Gucci Guilty Absolute and Black Tie by Fragrance One. This one gets a bunch of hate because of the tacky bottle to an extent, but more so that sick commercial. The fragrance though, is actually good, believe it or not. Before we jump into the official top 10, I need to thank all of the Beast Mode Gents for supporting me. Here they are, these beautiful, beautiful names. These guys are a part of my membership program. You can check that out by clicking join below. There are a bunch of different perks such as early access to videos, exclusive giveaways, posts, all kinds of stuff. So if you're interested, click that little join button below and you will have my eternal gratitude. Jump into the top 10, all of these listed below in the description in case you are interested in checking them out. Kicking things off with PASHA de CARTIER, PARFUM. Sandalwood, balsam fir, tonka, and a good dose of liquor too are in this fragrance. Not actual liquor, just the note. Now this one has a great classiness to it. It does have a bit of a throwback to the original PASHA de CARTIER, which is an exquisite, gentlemanly fragrance. Yeah, when you're talking about PASHA de CARTIER, you can throw out words like exquisite or opulent or whatever kind of semi-douchey descriptor you want, and it works. Fantastic for formal situations, great for an older gentleman or somebody middle-aged as well. Great evening fragrance, just high quality all the way around. So number 10, kicking things off right with PASHA de CARTIER Parfum. Number 9, I love this one, absolutely love it. And I love the fragrance that came before it too. Even though they don't get as much love as I personally feel like they should, it's Paco Rabanne Pure Excess Night. So Pure Excess Night and Pure Excess both have a good amount of sweetness in them, which is pretty much par for the course when you're talking about modern day Paco Rabanne fragrances. Thankfully though, not as overloaded with sweetness as something like, I don't know, Phantom? This one has cacao and caramel along with myrrh and ginseng. Yeah, you don't see that very often, ever, as a fragrance note. And of course, there's a bit of vanilla in here too. Just a lot of sweetness, frankly. You've got pretty much every type of sweetness. You've got that resinous sweetness, you've got that darker sweetness, just, yeah. It's what it is. Now, most of the time I've talked about the original Pure Excess. That's the one that I like the most. It's the one that I've worn the most. But in wearing it so much, you know, sometimes you want a little bit of a change, but not too much of a change. And that's where this one comes in. Similar feeling to Pure Excess, slightly different. Comes in at number 9. Number 8, another one that fell in love with right away. First time I smelled it. Halloween MANX. It has coffee, tonka, spices, leather. This stuff smells fantastic. Some people will compare it to Ferragamo's Uomo. It's a little bit similar to that, but I think definitely not redundant to own both of them. And this one has a great price. At discounters, it doesn't cost that much. The performance is on point. You would think maybe looking at the note breakdown with the coffee and the leather and stuff like that, that it wouldn't be that versatile, but it absolutely is. In cooler weather, this stuff crushes. Fantastic night out fragrance. It is just all around one of those great buys. One of those times where just everything clicks. Number 8, Halloween MANX. Love that stuff. Number 7, newer release. This one harkens back a little bit to the fragrances of yesteryear, or one fragrance of yesteryear, a very popular one. Came out in 95, I believe, the original. This one is Le Mans Le Parfum. Vanilla, lavender, cardamom, and iris are some of the notes in the fragrance. The biggest addition here for most people is going to be that iris note, you know, giving you this little smooth addition, this modern kind of nuance into the Le Mans DNA. You have a clean lavender in here, kind of a dusty vanilla, very, very versatile. This one I actually prefer greatly over the original Le Mans at this point, though I know some people are gonna think that's sacrilegious because of how popular the original has been over the years. This one is one of my favorite flankers of the past couple of years. Absolutely perfect for fall and winter time. This one coming in at number 7. Number 6, my absolute favorite from this line, the Scent Private Accord. Some people prefer the Scent Absolute. That's a good release as well, but for me overall, this is the one to own. Cacao, maninka, and ginger, along with coffee. Some of the notes in the fragrance, yeah, I'm a little bit of a fan of coffee, I guess. Both drinking it and smelling it. So the thing that makes this very interesting, different, unique compared to other fragrance lines or other fragrances is the maninka fruit that's in here. And if you've smelled any of the scent fragrances, you know what I'm talking about. That maninka imparts this kind of exotic, dusty fruitiness. It's very interesting and surprisingly versatile. The first time I smelled it, I thought, yeah, I don't know. This kind of dustiness, I don't think that's gonna really fly. And the original, the scent, the very first one, didn't have as many fans. But the more they tweaked and changed and updated the DNA of the fragrance, the better it got and the better that maninka smelled to me. And with this one, it's like everything just clicked. It's fantastic. So at number 6, we've got the Scent Private Accord. Fantastic, fantastic scent. And that's where I'd start if you're getting into the scent line. Number 5, need a little more iris in my life. So we're going with this one, Gentleman Boisee. Technically Gentleman Eau de Parfum Boisee, whatever. This one has cacao, sandalwood, black pepper, and some additional woods, along with that iris that I mentioned before. So this one's taking that irisy feeling from the Eau de Parfum, but throwing in a bunch of woodiness alongside it and making it a bit fresher also. Yes, you do have the cacao giving you some more sweetness in there, but this one's not quite as dark or heavy or mysterious as Gentleman Eau de Parfum, which is also an amazing scent. This one is a bit more versatile. You can pull it off during the day, during the evening, to the office. You can get a lot out of this fragrance. And it definitely smells different from most of the designer fragrances out there because frankly, not many of them are using iris right now the way that the Gentleman line is. Number 4, this one is just a compliment. Monster. It's a monster. It is YSL Le Parfum. Now, I know that overall, why Eau de Parfum? That's the one. That is the fragrance everybody buys, everybody wears, everybody gravitates toward. I know. And that one is great. If you're looking for a super versatile blue fragrance with a touch of class and sophistication, yeah, why Eau de Parfum is awesome. For me though, just on a personal level, I like this one more. just by the tiniest touch. Just a itty bit. I like this one more. It's got a lot of similarities to the Eau de Parfum, so if you're familiar with that one, you're absolutely gonna get the same vibe from this one. The easiest way to think of it, I guess, is if you took the Eau de Parfum, made it slightly more mature, a little bit more reined in, a little bit smoother. It has lavender, apple, aldehydes, tonka, and sage as some of the notes in the scent. And really all you have to do is look at the bottle and tell what they're going for. I know I've harped on it a little bit, but all black bottle, that's what it is. It's why Eau de Parfum made maybe slightly more formal and richer. We're in the top 3. I feel like I'm flying through this list so much faster than usual. That's what I'm trying to do. Number 3, Prada Luna Rossa Black. Tonka, amber, angelica, and bergamot, some of the notes in this scent, and this one I love. It is great. I absolutely adore this scent. Always have from the first time I smelled it. It's one of those fragrances that if you're a big fragrance fanatic, it's not going to be super unique because it does have some similarities to fragrances that came before it. Some similarities with fragrances like Midnight in Paris from Van Cleef & Arpels, which has been discontinued for a while. Rest in peace. F's in the chat from Midnight in Paris, pour one out. And also Bulgari Black, a little hockey puck. Some similarities with that one too. But if you're not a big fragrance fanatic, if you're just a guy that casually likes fragrances or just a normal dude, then it's gonna smell really unique to you. It's got a big overdose of tonka in here. It's gonna give it a lot of warmth, a lot of sweetness. Some people might say it's got a touch of like a rubbery feel to it, and that's again gonna be kind of that throwback to Bulgari Black if some people draw that comparison. And then the amber in here also gonna give it additional resinous warmth. That is just a stunning fragrance. It's gonna have you smelling different. It's going to set you apart from most anybody else that you're going to be around. It's great for the evening. You can wear that formally, wear it casually, wear it on a date, wear it out on the town. I love Luna Rossa Black. Number 2, it's from Armani. It's Code Absolu. I love this stuff. How many times have I said that? A bunch, I feel like. Vanilla, tonka, suede, green, mandarin. When you spray this on, it is effervescent. It's sweet. It sparkles. It grabs your attention. Man. Great stuff. This is my favorite Armani Code of all of them, period. This is my favorite. Some people won't like it because they think that it's too sweet. Frankly, I don't think it's too sweet. I think it's balanced nicely. And it's that sweet type of scent where the sweetness serves a purpose, which is to attract attention from friggin' literally anybody around you. And guess what? It does. Oh, it's too sweet. I hate all these people telling me I smell good. Oh, I wear fragrances for myself. I smell like cat piss. I love it. Now, this one does have a similarity to Code Profumo, which came out before this one. So this is kind of lifting the DNA from that, making tweaks. And Code Profumo is similar to Code Ultimate, which came before that. So you can see this evolution from like Armani Code to Armani Code Ultimate to Code Profumo to Code Absolu. Is it the most unique thing? No. This is standing on the shoulders of the giants that came before it, but it's still standing on those shoulders. It's still higher. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that it's ripping off other things. Get that out of here. We are at number 1, and this fragrance is for the people out there like me who need some vanilla. And when I say some, I mean a metric butt ton. That is a legitimate method of measurement, butt ton. It is Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Vanilla, benzoin, incense, bergamot, some of the notes in this scent. Now, let me tell you where this one fits in to my collection, okay? This now takes the place of fragrances like Cologne of the Missions and Perry Ellis Black Vanilla Absolute, which is like Perry Ellis Oud Black Vanilla Absolute, whatever. That one, the Perry Ellis, my wife was insane for that fragrance, okay? When she smelled that, it was just like she turned into a wildebeest. That's not a, yeah, we'll go with that, wildebeest. Hopefully she doesn't watch this. And she liked it a lot. That's what I'm trying to get across. And then Perry Ellis got rid of it pretty much. For a time, you could find that at discounters about $30, and man, what a steal. And then Thanos snap, it's gone. Then Cologne of the Missions for a very long time, ultra inexpensive. One of the absolute kings a vanilla scent that costs next to nothing, and then that one, gone. Of course, you could go with Guerlain Spiritueux Double la Vanille and have an amazing vanilla scent there, but you're gonna have to pay for it. So that leads me to this one, Ben's Black. It actually does have a strong, striking similarity to Cologne of the Missions and the Perry Ellis that I talked about and the Guerlain that I talked about. It's one of those scents where it's just vanilla forward, and you gotta love the vanilla because it is in your face. And I mean that in the best of ways. You also have this smokiness in here, this resinous sweetness melding and mixing together with the vanilla. It is a killer scent. Yes, it's Mercedes-Benz, and a lot of people are not going to trust Mercedes-Benz for a fragrance, but if you like vanilla, especially dark, rich vanilla where it is absolutely forward, then you need to smell this. That's it. Top 10 fall. And yeah, like I said, a lot of these you could use in winter, and maybe you would think that they're even better in winter, but guess what? I'm gonna wear them in fall. Shout out again to all the Gents Scents members. Love you guys. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me until the end here. And let me know in the comments, what are you wearing this fall, this autumn, whatever. Thanks guys. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. Stay safe out there.